Thank you for watching Edupedia World Videos. The topic we are going to do in history today is from the chapter Forest Society and Colonialism, and the topic is how did the forest rules affect cultivation. So when it comes to the Forest Act of 1865, it has already made the life of villagers miserable. We have already learned it in our earlier video that how it has made the life of villagers miserable, because now they were restricted to take the things of their day-to-day use like fruits, woods from the forest, okay, as it was a punishable offense, okay. So they were not able to get things of their day-to-day use, so they were already tensed about it. Another change they have brought is this, that they have banned the shifting cultivation. When it comes to the shifting cultivation, it is a very primitive agricultural technique and Britishers have banned it, so it has made the life of villagers adverse, we can say. So we are going to learn about it in detail, so let's get started. Now, so what is shifting cultivation? One of the major impacts of European colonialism was on the practice of shifting cultivation. It is also known as swidden agriculture. Okay? Shifting cultivation is a traditional sustainable method of agriculture which has been practiced by indigenous tribes for centuries. Okay? This is a traditional agricultural practice in many parts of Asia, Africa and South America. So this is basically practiced by indigenous tribes of various countries like Asia, Africa and South America, and this is a very primitive as well. It has many local names such as Latin in Southeast Asia, Milpa in Central America, Chitamen or Tavi in Africa and China in Sri Lanka. In India, Dhaya, Penda, Bivar, Nevad, Jhoom, Podu, Khandad and Kumri are some of the local terms for swidden agriculture. What happens in this shifting cultivation? First of all, what people do, they are going to choose a land and they are going to clear off vegetation, and then once they have cut down the trees in that particular chosen piece of land, they are going to burn it. So why do they burn trees? That is the question. Because they get nutrients from the ashes, the nutrients which are there in the ashes, it makes the soil fertile. So they are going to choose the land, they are going to burn trees, and the ashes makes the soil fertile, and after rains what they are going to do, they are going to spread seeds in that area, on that land, and then this is going to grow into crops. Okay, and then when the soil quality gets exhausted, you know, the nutrient quality of the soil, they move to another land. And the land which they have burned earlier, they left it, they don't do anything on that, okay, they just leave it so that vegetation can grow again on that land. This is how they do shifting cultivation. For a few years, the soil remains sufficiently fertile for the tribes to grow crops. When the soil's fertility is exhausted, the tribes move on and clear another small area of forest. The original area is regenerated as it receives nutrients and seeds from the surrounding vegetation. As no lasting damage occurs, this method of agriculture is sustainable. It is also known as slash and burn agriculture. Now, what do they do? What kind of crops they sow? A mixture of crops is grown on these plots. In central India and Africa, it could be millets. In Brazil, manioc, and in other parts of Latin America, maize and beans. So on the land, you know, which they clear off jungles and then burn it to ashes, they try to grow two crops rather than just putting one crop there. So steps of shifting cultivation: first of all, they are going to select the site, okay, then they are going to slash the trees, then they are going to burn the trees which they have cut down, and then they are going to clean and do fencing, okay, then they are going to spread seeds, and then it is going to grow into crops after some months. So this is what slash and burn or shifting cultivation is. Okay. European foresters regarded this practice as harmful for the forest. So see, they actually passed the Forest Act, okay, of 1865 because they wanted to protect the natural forest from the common people. They just want to utilize the forest for their personal use. As you know, they wanted to get more and more timber for building ships. They used to export it to England, as we have already learned, and Royal Navy used to make ships out of it, and they also needed timber for extending the railway network, so they needed timber for that. That's why, you know, they introduced this scientific forestry too. Now, they were under impression that if these people are going to use the land for this cultivation, what is going to happen? We won't be able to use the same land for producing timber. So that's why made this practice illegal. Okay. So they just used to do everything for their own benefit. So that was another reason why they regarded this practice as harmful for the forest. They felt that the land which was used for cultivation every few years could not grow trees for railway timber. Because a tree grows in several years. You need at least 10 to 15 years for a tree to grow up. So if these people are going to grow crops on that land, they won't be able to use the land, and they wanted to bring the land in their control so that they can plant more and more oak trees on that, which is going to yield timber for them. When a forest was burned, there was the added danger of the flames spreading and burning valuable timber. So see, when it comes to this shifting cultivation, they burn the slashed trees. So by mistake, it might spread in the places where they might have timber trees. So this could burn valuable timber too. So that was another reason why they thought of banning it. They have banned it actually. Shifting cultivation also made it harder for the government to calculate taxes. So they were not able to collect taxes from the people, as it made it harder for them to calculate it. So that was another reason why they considered this practice as harmful, and they banned it. Therefore, the government decided to ban shifting cultivation. Okay, so they have already prohibited the entry of the local people into the forests, and they were not allowed to take things from the forest for their day-to-day use, and now they have banned shifting cultivation too. So this is how they brought the whole forest in their control, and they were just using it for the purpose of generating more and more timber. As a result, many communities were forcibly displaced from their homes in the forests. Some had to change occupations, while some resisted through small and large rebellions. So that's it. Keep watching Edupedia World videos. Thank you so much.